All right. Hey friends, how are you today? We're going to continue on with our learning in Module 4, the continents. What makes the world fascinating? And we've gone over almost every single day what it means when something is fascinating. That means it's extremely interesting. You want to know more. We've talked about lots of different topics that you might want to know more information about. And we're going to continue to learn more fascinating information about our continents and the world. Our focusing question for today is, what interesting things can people do in Europe and Asia? We talked about Europe on our first day. We talked about Asia yesterday. Today we're going to go back to Europe again so we can begin thinking about comparing the two, the interesting things that you can do in each continent. We have gone over the definition of a continent. It's a large mass of land in our world. And here is a map of our world, friends. What's a map again? Remember, maps, they show us where places are. They help you know where to go, and they show you how to get places. We can look back at the map again and be reminded that maps show us where places are. Well, where is Europe? Right here. Where is Asia? Right here. We're going to go back into our text, Europe, and we're going to use text features today, friends. Remember, we've talked about text features before. They help us think about what's happening in a book. They are a special part of the book that helps the reader really focus on important information. You can see on the front cover of Europe by Rebecca Hirsch, there's a photograph. A photograph is an important text feature. Today we're going to use headings and repeated words to help us answer our focus question. What interesting things can people do in Europe? So I'm going to go to my table of contents, friends. And if I'm thinking about where I'm going to find that information, what interesting things do people do in Europe, I'm looking at maybe here, people of Europe, places to see. I'm thinking that maybe those sections in the table of contents are going to tell us where we can find that important information. Again, I'm going to be listening for repeated words. If I'm thinking about what interesting things people can do in Europe, I'm going to be thinking about and listening for the word people. You're right. So let's go and read the story. We're going to read our headings and see if they give us any information about our focus question. Welcome to Europe. Europe is a continent. The largest pieces of land on Earth are continents. There are 7. Europe is the yellow continent on the map. I didn't hear anything that's going to give us information about what interesting things people do there. Not yet. Europe is a small continent, but it has many countries. Germany, Spain, and Italy are 3 countries in Europe. Can you find them on the map? And let's see, we have Germany, Italy, and Spain. Ooh, look at this heading, friends. People of Europe. Ding, 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 ding. I know that we're going to find an answer to our focusing question today. What interesting things do people do there? Because it's in the heading. Each country has its own language, foods, and customs. In Germany, people speak German. They celebrate a festival called Oktoberfest. And here the children in this photograph, another text feature, are dancing. So the people speak different languages. They celebrate and dance at festivals. In the United Kingdom, people, ding, 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 I hear another repeated word, speak English. The United Kingdom has a royal family. So I know that people speak German, they speak English in Europe. Oh my goodness, friends, look, another repeated word. In Italy, people speak Italian. There is a city in Italy where the streets are waterways. There are no cars. People walk on sidewalks or ride boats to go from place to place. And here the people are riding in boats in Venice, Italy. So I know that the author has used this important text feature, headings as well as repeated words, to help us understand the important information she'd like us to know when we read the story. They visit Europe's museums to see there are famous paintings in the museums. Who are they, friends? The people. You're right, and I accidentally skipped a page. I'm going to go back. Places to see. So in that heading, it doesn't necessarily tell me that it's going to be information about the people, but as I'm reading, listen up. There are many things to see in Europe. People visit the beautiful parks and buildings in the city. So I know that's another thing that the people do there. And we went over this page. They come to see castles that were built long ago. Who are they? You're right, the people. And this is the Egeskov Castle in Denmark and has water all around it. Wow, it's really beautiful, friends. I don't see any people here, and the heading is land and water. I think we're going to learn more interesting things about Europe, but I don't think that we're going to learn anything about what the people are doing. Let's see. Europe has forests. Trees grow in the forest, and many animals live there. A brown bear looks for food in a forest in Finland. All right, friends, we did not find anything about what the people are doing, but I kind of knew that from the heading, and I didn't hear any of that repeated language in the text. Europe has places that are hot and dry. The weather is good for growing olives and grapes. I put a little sticky note here, friends, because underneath the photograph is a caption, and in the caption it says people. People are picking grapes off the vines in France. Another repeated word. What do people do there that's interesting? They pick grapes. Europe has mountains. It has groups of mountains called ranges. The tallest mountain range in Europe is in the Alps. And this caption says children ski in the Alps in Italy. Are children people? They sure are. So wait a minute. I think I've added a third text feature that's helped us today. The captions, which are the little sentences that give us more information about the picture, the headings, and the repeated language. Europe has many rivers. The rivers connect cities to the sea. Visitors travel on the rivers to see people's interesting places. What are visitors? Oh, they're people that go and visit places. So I know that this tells me more about the interesting things that people do there. And here's a boat on the Danube River in Budapest, Hungary. This page was about modern marvels. And this talks about this Malou viaduct that stretches across a deep valley in France. It's the world's tallest bridge. It has tall columns and cables. The columns and cables work together to hold the bridge up. I didn't hear anything about the repeated word people or any other words that would indicate anything about people. So that page is not going to help us answer our focusing question. Thank you for listening and reading along in our story, Europe today. Let's just do a quick review of the things that we learned from the headings, repeated language, and captions. Those important text features that tell us more information about special parts that the author wants us to focus on. In Europe, people celebrate and dance during festivals. The people speak different languages. They ride on boats to go from place to place. They visit parks, buildings, and museums. They look at and visit castles. They pick grapes. They go skiing. And they travel on rivers by boats to see interesting places. Tomorrow we're going to do the same exact things and talk about Europe and compare what things people can do in those continents. Thank you for listening, friends. Bye.